My name is Peppa, and my company Outer Circle Crew provides entertainment, including DJs, dancers, and MCs with a hip-hop flavor for any kind of event, whether it be corporate parties, weddings, or bar mitzvahs, etc. My first memory of freestyling and dancing was when I was about 3, and I really loved the soundtrack of Saturday Night Fever. And so I knew how to put a cassette tape in, and that's when I would put it in and play, and then I would just dance. And back then I remember, I didn't know any moves, but I remember rolling around and using all fours to freestyle dance to this music. And my parents thought it was so funny that at dinner parties they would have me do it. They would stand in a circle in a cipher, but I didn't know it was back then. They would all stand in a circle and look down at me dancing in my diapers or whatever. Did I have diapers? No, I didn't have diapers. I think I danced in my diapers too, but they told me this and I don't remember. But my first memory was dancing at my parents' dinner party and just, being in my own world. And they were all laughing at me, and I would remember being very angry that they were laughing at me. My mom said that I would just look up at them and be like, give them a look and then continue dancing. But that was my first memory. Dancing is my life, it's my culture, it's my true love for life. It's what I live, breathe, everything. For me, it's my religion. So not only everything that I do in my life is catered to dancing. So I love music. First and foremost, I love really good music, good soulful music with good beats and good melody or maybe good lyrics. And the best way to enjoy music is translating it through your body through this form of dance. And breaking or hip-hop dance has been that for me. It's a very highly explosive and dynamic dance form, so I can express myself fully through this dance. I can be at times, but then in a way, when you're dancing out there, you're exposing almost everything. You're sharing with the world an innate talent, or you're sharing with the world your true love, or you're sharing with your world the way you interpret this song and this beat, and you're really exposing yourself. So that's really showing the world that it's you in a way. But then through dance, as dancers, we are all actors, because you can change the mood, or with the song, you can change the type of dance or the style of dance that you're going to do. So of course there's room for role play or room for playing a different character altogether. So that comes with performance or, theater performances, things like that. Or role playing if their client is asking for you to play an actual character, then you can tap into that too. So I love that about dance. It's very malleable. You can be yourself, you can show yourself, or you can play any character that you want to. Okay, and specifically dance, because hip-hop culture, obviously there's a lot of elements of hip-hop. There's MCing, graffiti, DJ, and dance, b-boying. Those are the 4 main elements. But within dance, obviously there's all these other stems and roots of dance. So the hip-hop culture of dance, original styles of hip-hop dance were, like I said, b-boying, and then came the funk styles like locking and popping and whacking in the 70s with the funk music. So it is revolved, hip-hop culture is revolved a lot about the music, and a lot within the dance form. Our culture, it's more like a bunch of people celebrating different ethnicities, different races, and different styles of dance conglomerating together and meeting to share these talents and share the passion for the dance and share the passion for the music together. So all the time there's these underground events and competitions where crews would come out and battle each other. These are what I mean by underground culture, because it's not in the TV, it's not on TV, it's not in the mainstream. Like, any person who doesn't know anything about the culture is not going to hear about these events, but everybody who's in the culture or knows anything about it will always find out about these events. And you'll go there and it'll be crowded, and everyone's there just purely to dance, just to compete against each other, push each other on their levels, have an exchange, a session or a cipher where they have an exchange, which is like a conversation, and people will learn a lot from these things. It's like meeting somebody from across the nation and then seeing what style they throw down, answering them with your own style, and then from that you learn a lot. I feel really excited to perform in front of a large audience. I feel like some people are born to be performers, and I feel like I'm one of those people. Like, I've always been a ham. I've always enjoyed entertaining people. I've always enjoyed being in front of a camera or behind a camera even, but in front of a camera and performing for large audiences. Yes, I get nervous, but it's more of like an exciting nervous. Being in front of that many people gives me a rush of adrenaline, and then I perform to even better. When there's that many people watching, you just somehow like get that much more hype and that much more excited, and you're able to throw your flip higher or dance a little stronger or be more excited or have more facial expressions. And it just feels great when you hear that many people yelling. Typical questions that I get asked are, can you guys do what you did in that video at my son's birthday party? Of course, I say. They usually ask little details like how much does it cost for 4 people to come to dance for 2 hours and do a little showcase and then stay to hype up the crowd and engage the crowd or do some audience participation. So I usually tell them, you know, it costs this much amount of money, and we can stay after we do a little performance. We can stay and we can engage your crowd. We can play games with them, lead them in dances. We can even teach them some moves. We can do whatever they want. They sometimes ask, do we have a DJ? Yes, I have tons of great DJs who spin top 40s hits as well as rare classics, hip hop classics. And they also ask sometimes if we have an MC, because with the dancers, it's great to have an MC that knows all the dancers' names and knows how to engage the crowd and get audience to come out, because sometimes if we're just dancing, people get shy because it's intimidating. But if you have an MC there who's able to communicate to the crowd and get people to come up and draw the crowd, then it's way more enjoyable. So those are the kind of answers or questions that I get sometimes. For Halloween, we sometimes do the Thriller zombie look. And they'll ask, you know, can we get the Thriller zombies, and can you do the choreo from it? And yes, we can do the choreo. Anything that people ask me to make happen with my crew, I can make it happen somehow. Because if it's not the core people of dancers that I hire, that our core crew of dancers, if they're busy or if they're not available or if they can't do the choreography, I know so many dancers in Los Angeles that I will find them and choreograph them and make it happen somehow. So as far as the thriller choreography, it's so simple. I just teach the dancers that I need. I get the costumes made, or I have someone help me make the costumes, and I have makeup artists that help me do the makeup, and then we make it happen. There's also, recently we've been asked to do a haunted museum with 4 breakdancing cavemen. So I bought all the costumes online for that. I got wigs and everything, and that's gonna be really funny. That'll be really easy, but really funny. And then sometimes a lot of the times we get asked to do an 80s theme, which is super easy because everyone has 80s gears, and you know, that's pretty hype. Sometimes we get asked to do 30s and 40s Charleston era. So not only do we do street dances, like hip hop dances, but we also do street dances and urban dances from the 30s and 40s era, like Lindy Hop, swing dancing, Charleston, and along with Hollywood Hotshots, one of my really close friends, Minja, he's also in my crew, in Outer Circle crew. He leads the Hollywood Hotshots division, which is the one that's geared towards the 30s and 40s Charleston Lindy Hop era. Oh gosh, there's so many things I do. There's so many rituals that I do to stay hype about my art form, because all of this is art. Putting it on the internet, all the editing, all of that is art. I'm constantly looking, reading, looking online, looking at other people's footage to be inspired, but also other companies that are doing group choreography. But I myself, I dance almost every day, whether it's me going out to some club or me going to a practice spot to meet up with my dancing friends, my girl crew, the Sirens. We all train together at 24 Hour Fitness sometimes. I love doing yoga. I love doing Bikram yoga, which is in the sauna. It's like 110 degrees in a sauna. I love doing martial arts, wushu style martial arts. So I love to combine martial arts with the dance form. There's a lot of misconceptions in the mainstream world, people who don't know about true hip hop and what it really is. some people may think that hip hoppers or b-boys and b-girls are all from the streets, which a lot of us are from the streets. A lot of us came from the streets and found, solace in this dance form. But some of us, so there's some misconceptions about what hip hop dance is or what hip hop is. So on TV, you will see gangsta rap and you will see scantily clad women dressed in bikinis flaunting themselves. And maybe some of our parents of the older generation may think that, I spent years convincing my parents that hip hop was not about gangsta rap and was not about foul language and about, thug life. And that's maybe some of the misconceptions that are out there in the mainstream world. They think that that's what hip hop is when they see on TV these like crazy lifestyle of women just, exploiting women. And that's not what it is. Like a true hip hop female is a B-girl in the hip hop world. And she is very powerful, she's strong, and she doesn't have to gain respect from showing skin, but she gains respect from her skill and what she does within the community and how she spreads this knowledge and gives back to the community that gave to her. So within our company, I feel that it's really important to show that yes, we are able to dance like we came from the streets, but we are very professional too. So we're gonna be there on time. If you tell us to be there on a specific amount of time, we will be there, and we will be there 100%, 110%, delivering what you need.